Good morning, students. Today, I would like to discuss with you the difference between animal language and human language. Language is for communication. Human language and animal language, whatever be. Languages are species specific and which shows species uniformity. ഒരു വർഗത്തിൻ്റെ ഐഡൻറ്റിറ്റി കാണിക്കുന്നതാണ് ലാംഗ്വേജ്. അതുപോലെ വർഗപരമാണ് ലാംഗ്വേജ്, ഭാഷ. അത് ഏത് ഗ്രൂപ്പിലാണെങ്കിലും ആനിമൽസ് ആൻഡ് ഹ്യൂമൻസ് യൂസ് ദിസ് ലാംഗ്വേജ് ടു കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് what they have to communicate the other, whether it is male or female, birds, animals, fish, whatever be, everything in this world created communicate. So the basic function of the language is to communicate. Primary step is speech. We speak first, then it is in the spoken form. Modern scientific inventions like microphone, telephone, radio, tape recorder, etc., just like our voice recorders, everything have contributed considerably to the importance of speech. Speech enjoys the additional advantage of extra linguistic aids like gestures, facial expressions, stress, pitch, etc. on the part of the speaker and the listener. നമ്മുടെ മുഖഭാവങ്ങൾ, നമ്മുടെ ആക്ഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ ലാംഗ്വേജിന് അഡീഷണൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എക്സ്ട്രാ ലിംഗ്വിസ്റ്റിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സഹായികളാണ്. ദെൻ for us, we have to find the difference between animal language and human language. Language is distinguishable individually for human beings, but of animals, language is indiscrete, that we cannot distinguish. Okay, then human language is modifiable. Third point is human language is modifiable, extendable. We can expand a sentence. It is open-ended, therefore it is open-ended. Creative, it is fanciful. We can imagine and extend and elaborate a language poetically, beautifully, and it is recursive, recursive. Animal language is closed. It cannot be extended. Unextendable, that is unextendable, extend ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയില്ല. Unmodifiable, modify ചെയ്യാനും കഴിയില്ല. കാക്ക കരയുന്ന ശബ്ദവും തവള കരയുന്ന ശബ്ദവും പണ്ടും ഇന്നും എന്നും ഒരുപോലെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ മനുഷ്യൻ പുറപ്പെടുവിക്കുന്ന ശബ്ദങ്ങൾ വ്യത്യസ്ത ടോണുകളിൽ മാറ്റി മാറ്റി പറയാവുന്നതും സെൻറ്റൻസുകൾ ഷോർട്ടായിട്ടും ലെങ്തി ആയിട്ടും പറയാവുന്നതുമാണ്. സോ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഈസ് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡബിൾ ആൻഡ് മോഡിഫയബിൾ. ഓക്കെ, ഫോർത്ത് പോയിൻ്റ് ഈസ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഈസ് എക്സ്പാൻഡബിൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു, ആൻഡ് അനലൈസബിൾ. വി ക്യാൻ അനലൈസ് എ ലാംഗ്വേജ് with the units. The basic unit of a language is phonemes, the sounds, vowels and consonants, or diphthongs, and from that we make syllables. Meaningful syllables make words. Parts of speech, ശബ്ദവിഭാഗങ്ങൾ, parts of speech, ശബ്ദവിഭാഗങ്ങൾ, and prefixes and suffixes are used to create more words, and idioms and phrases are also made to communicate our idea suitably in a sentence form. language is systematic and complex than that of animal sounds, animal communication system. Then a single sentence will have different meanings in human language. Single sentence will have different meanings in human language. They are therefore difficult to, ambiguous to clarify. Sometimes a pause, sometimes an intonation, sometimes the different meanings of the same word may make complication in human language. But in the animal language, there is no such problem. For example, they are hanging curtains. They are hanging curtains means അവർ കർട്ടൻസ് തൂക്കിയിടുകയാണ് എന്നർത്ഥം പറയാം. രണ്ട്, ദേ ആർ ഹാങ്ങിങ് കർട്ടൻസ്, അവർ തൂക്കിയിടാനുള്ള കർട്ടൻസ് ആണെന്ന് പറയാം. അപ്പോൾ ദേ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് മാത്രം നമുക്ക് അത് ആളുകളാണോ അതെയോ ഈ കർട്ടൻസ് ആണോ എന്ന് കൃത്യം പറയാൻ കഴിയില്ല. ദേ മേ ബി ഫോർ ദി ഡൂവർ who hangs curtain. They are hanging curtain. അവർ കർട്ടൻ തൂക്കിയിടുകയാണ് എന്നും പറയാം. കർട്ടന് പകരമാണ് പ്രൊനൗൺ ദേ വന്നതെങ്കിലും ദേ ആർ ഹാങ്ങിങ് കർട്ടൻസ്. ദേ ആർ ഹാങ്ങിങ് കർട്ടൻസ്. ദേ ആർ കർട്ടൻസ് ഫോർ ഹാങ്ങിങ്. തൂക്കിയിടാനുള്ള കർട്ടൻസാണ് അവ. അപ്പോൾ ദേ എന്നുള്ളതിന് അവർ എന്നും അവ എന്നും സിറ്റുവേഷനിലായിട്ട് മീനിങ് ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് ആ പ്രൊനൗൺ എന്തിനു വേണ്ടി നിലകൊള്ളുന്നത് ambiguous ആയതുകൊണ്ട്, doubtful ആയതുകൊണ്ട് we cannot clarify the meaning. It is doubtful. A sentence may be expressed in a confusing way. Interpretations may change like that. So human language is very complex. Next point is human language is acquired. നേടിയെടുക്കുന്നതാണ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. അക്വയർ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. ജനിക്കുമ്പോൾ ലാംഗ്വേജും കൊണ്ടല്ല നമ്മൾ വരുന്നത്. ജനിച്ച ശേഷം നമ്മൾ പരിസരത്ത് നിന്ന് കേൾക്കുന്ന അമ്മ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ശബ്ദം അനുകരിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് മദർ ടങ്, അങ്ങനെയാണ് മദർ ടങ് ഉണ്ടായത്, അമ്മയുടെ ഭാഷ. അവിടുന്ന് നമ്മൾ ചുറ്റുപാടുമുള്ള ആളുകൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഭാഷ കേട്ട് അത് ഇമിറ്റേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് വ്യത്യസ്ത ലാംഗ്വേജസ് നമ്മൾ അക്വയർ ചെയ്യുന്നു, നേടിയെടുക്കുന്നു. ബട്ട് ആനിമൽസ് ആൻഡ് ബേർഡ്സ് ആർ നോട്ട് സോ. By instinct they make certain sounds, and that the sounds they produced are their language. They get it by birth. Then next, sixth point is language is culture preserving. Culture is preserved through languages, whether it is tribal culture or it is culture of various groups in the society. They are all preserved through languages, through poems, stories, novels or articles like that. The language is used to transmit our culture. From time immemorial we were speaking, talking and communicating through spoken language. Later writing and printing developed the use of language, improved the use of language. Now by print media or digital media we transfer these points or cultural aspects to next generation. Human language is dynamic. This is seventh point is human language is dynamic. Dynamic means language is in a flux. It is progressive. It is evolutionary. Human language is evolutionary. പരിണാമാത്മകമാണ്. So we have Old English, Middle English and Modern English. We have different languages, combinations of languages, and the pronunciation may change, letters may change. We may adopt certain words from other languages also. Okay, like that language is always getting improved, expanded. So it is evolutionary. Then Language language is context free or a displacement properly. Then it can communicate past, present and future. Past ഇന്നലെ ഞാൻ പഠിച്ചു, പ്രസൻറ്റ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പഠിക്കുന്നു, ഫ്യൂച്ചർ നാളെ ഞാൻ പഠിക്കും. I studied, I study and I will study. We can communicate like that. And one can express his experience without experiencing itself, but from his imagination. From one's imagination, the person can express his experiences or experiences of others as his own. Okay. Then, and can report things from a distant place, away from the actual area of action. Next, human language is cognitive, 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 as well as behavioral. Cognitive belongs to knowledge. Human language brings knowledge to us, preserve knowledge, and also behavioral. Animal communication system is only behavioral, and motor mechanism. We find only motor mechanism in animals. The whole body takes part in the communication of animals. But human beings is not like that. We can talk at the same time. We can do some other work also. Then, 10th point is recursive property. It is a nature of human language system. It is possible to produce our infinite sentences for expression, communication, without any problem. With a long sentence can be made, short sentence can be made, long utterances, we may say, can be made in human language. Then, but animals cannot make such elaborate, long, lengthy sentences. They make only short sounds. Animal system is repetitive and not modifiable. Animals make the same sound. They are not changing, modifying, but it is repetitive. They make the same sound all the time. That is the thing that we have to remember. Next item is branches of linguistics. Language is related to the speaker and the listener, and it is related to the human communication. So there are different branches in the study of language. Then socio-linguistic linguists are of different opinion on language. Sociolinguists are linguists, linguists, linguists who study the origin and development of language on the basis of social changes. So, any study they make, sociolinguists make, any study sociolinguists make of languages in relation to the society is concerned that the language system as a branch of language study, linguistics. It deals with the interaction between man and the society, using the language as a medium of communication. Sociology of languages, social linguistics, institutional linguistics, ethno-linguistics, etc. are expressions related to this study of languages. Sociolinguists collect data in one of the language from an ordinary people and arrange them. Data is analyzed and theories are made how the language originated and developed and the present status of the language. He explains how and why a language changes under certain conditions. Varieties of languages or dialects, which mean variety in the same language, not in different language. For example, Kannada or Malayalam, like that. Variety of Kannada, variety of Malayalam, like that we have to understand. For example, southern Kerala speaks differently from middle Kerala or northern Kerala. So such dialectical variations we have studied about registers and variations of languages, dialects, etc. Dialects, etc. Some days ago. Now here, on the basis of these theories, studies in linguistics are ahead. It is based on social class, gender, gender, region, region, culture, culture, and age are the conditions, main conditions for the changes of the language. Social class is the class, educated class, parental background, and the profession of the speaker influence the pronunciation and the choice of vocabulary, choice of words. Second is social contact. Social status of the addressee. Addressee means listener. May also decide the language of the speaker. If the student discuss with their professor, the language used will be different from the language they use in their home, so, or to their parents or their friends. So the audience to whom they speak decides the selection of words and the structure of language. Next is specialization. Then we can talk, specialize in talking and also in doing work. For a carpenter, he will be working at the same time. The carpenter may be talking or discussing, telling a story, at the same time working. He can do so. But an animal or a bird makes sound when the whole body takes part in that action. It cannot do any other work at that time. So man can specialize in communication, but animals cannot. Then last one, interchangeability is there. For male or female can make the same sound and sentences, communicate the same sentences. For human beings. But females or males in animals and birds cannot interchange their languages. The language of a cock will be different from a hen, but the language of a husband can be the same as that of the wife, and wife can imitate the husband also in human life. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, this is enough for today.